3 bosses left until we can start getting our team back. So we're gonna start here. This is the Darkspawn invasion. You're gonna start off by just breaking that door with your hurl, and there's gonna be a whole shitload of Darkspawn in this next room. So what we're gonna do is, instead of just blindly rushing in there, we're gonna kind of lead them out here. So there's gonna be about 3 of them in this first one if you're lucky enough to get them through like that instead of getting the whole lot of them, which you shouldn't. You shouldn't have a problem getting these first 3. And after these first 3, we're gonna do the exact same thing and go back in there and get a couple more. You gotta run a little further in than you had to the first time, but it's not a big deal. So go ahead and slap these guys around a little bit. Wait for all of them to get in here before you use hurl, because the cooldown it has makes it so you're not going to use it twice in one fight unless you're fighting a boss. So on these little guys, you definitely want to wait till they all crowd around you if you can, unless they're really hurting on health. And even so, there's a lyrium vein right around me. And then there's going to be one more group of people. And there's a lyrium vein I was just talking about right there. Actually, I'm going to go use it and take out these last 2 people. Okay, in super fast motion, you're going to want to use hurl on this door, and then you're going to want to wait for it to come back, because the next boss is definitely one of the harder bosses. Probably the hardest until the final boss of this area. And then once your hurl cooldown's back up, go ahead and run in here and immediately use it on this guy, because you want the cooldown to be up as soon as you can. If you're not doing anything to stun this guy, we have 3 spells that can stun him, and if they're all on cooldown, he's going to be knocking you down left and right. As you can see, he just knocked me down there, and it's going to be a little while before you get back up. This might take a few tries on this boss fight. If so, don't worry about it, because once he knocks you down, you're going to have a real bitch of a time trying to land another attack on him. But once you do, make sure you start using your stun attacks, because the rotation of stun spells you have, 2 rotations of them should kill him off. But as you can see, I'm having trouble getting my last spell off because he keeps smacking me down, so just keep spamming it. And then give him one last go around. 3 rotations maybe, who knows. And we're gonna head for our last boss. Alright, this is our last boss of these different areas. There's one more boss after this, but it's actually in the main area you came through first, the Raw Fade. So this is probably the easiest of them all, especially because of Burning Man form. Literally all I did in this boss fight was highlight him to attack him, and that was it. I didn't do anything else. So run through this door. Make sure you have golem form on, because there's a lot of burning Templars, and you'll see me try to use a fireball here. It's obviously gonna not be effective on them, but I did it just to kind of scatter them away from me a little bit. And then switch over to this form, use Quake, and then Hurl, and they should almost all be dead. There's usually 1 or 2 stragglers, so pretty easy to take them down. Just smack them 1 or 2 times. You don't even gotta use any skills. And for this boss fight, all you're gonna have to do, like I said, is switch over to Burning Man form and start attacking them, and that's it. That's all you gotta do. You'll see how easy it is, and that I'm not joking. And all you gotta do is just use default attack. You don't gotta use any sort of skills or anything. Then you can get the +1 strength to the right of me, and then we're gonna head back to the Raw Fate.
I can taste your fear, mortal. You fool.
Alright, now we're back in the Raw Fate, and we're gonna fight the boss of this area. I excluded her from the other areas. You're gonna need Spirit form to get through that door and Golem form to fight her. And the main trouble with this boss is, first of all, when you go through that door, well, on the PC version, if you hit Golem form right away, you can see it took a minute to actually register. So she got a couple of hits on me. And then she freezes you. So once she freezes you, she's gonna keep freezing you. So it's gonna get really, really aggravating. You're gonna see here I'm frozen for maybe the next quarter of this video. And then I gotta hurry up and get over to that Lyrium vein over there. So if she takes a few shots as well, just like the Ogre boss, no big deal. Just make sure you save it before you go inside the spirit door. You can see how long I'm frozen for. It's kind of ridiculous. But once you get out of it, head for the Lyrium vein and just start stunning her, and after about 2 rotations of your stun spells, she'll be down and we'll be able to start saving our teammates.